The world's a dangerous place. Get the industry's original and most trusted laser sighting system from Crimson Trace. A laser and light systems will enhance your effectiveness and help keep you and your family out of harm's way.
Broadcasting nationwide, this is Tom Gresham's Gun Talk. Your views, advice, and questions are the driving force of Gun Talk. Call Tom now at 866-TALK-GUN. That's 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Or reach out to us via email at tom@guntalk.com. Let us know what you think about the gun-related issues of the day. Now, here's Tom Gresham.
All right. I'm glad you stayed with us. It is Gun Talk. I'm Tom Gresham. You can give us a holler now, 866-TALK-GUN, 866-TALK-GUN, or just dial 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, as you know, we like to give away things on Gun Talk, and we love working with some of our partners in the industry because, well, mostly because they make cool stuff, but they're also a lot of fun people. And joining us right now is the brand new CEO and president of Taurus, Anthony Acitelli. Hey, Anthony, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Tom. Thanks for having me on.
Now, when I say brand new, I mean you're still. Where is everything around here? You just got there, didn't you?
Well, I'm still covered under the 60-day warranty here, so I'm brand new. I've got almost 60 days in the seat.
Oh, there you go. All right, 60 days. But I guess we ought to explain to people that doesn't mean you're new to firearms or gun making.
No, I've got some experience with Colt, and then of course I was with the ATK brands, Federal and that umbrella brand for about 16 years. So I've been in the industry about 20 years and have some gun, ammunition, and accessory experience.
And now you have moved down to sunny Miami.
I have, yeah, and I'm originally from Florida, so it kind of works out for me. I'm about an hour from where I grew up, so for me it's a little bit of coming home.
Well, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I guess one of the things I wanted to ask you about before we get into, we're giving away stuff, which is always fun, but Taurus is not just Taurus anymore. It's actually several companies, isn't it?
It is. We have a portfolio of brands that I don't think a lot of people know about. We've got the Heritage line, which is kind of a made in the USA right here in our factory in Miami, and it's kind of a cowboy action plinking type of product, and we've got Rossi, which is a good brand that a lot of people should know about and maybe don't know about. It's a revolver line and kind of our answer to the beginning hunting and entry level line for that product line. And then of course we've got Taurus, which everybody knows, and then we're the sales and marketing arm for Diamondback. So we distribute and market the Diamondback product. So we've got a wide portfolio of brands.
Well, you do, and it actually puts you into several quite different niches in the industry. So, I mean, you've got the cowboy-type revolvers. You've got Rossi, which actually is quite a broad line in and of itself. As you say, you got the hunting side, you've got the fun plinking side. With Diamondback, you're talking about pretty serious self-defense, concealed carry stuff. And then Taurus is about as wide as anything could get when it comes to handguns.
You're exactly right, and you mentioned Rossi, and a lot of people don't realize Rossi's been in the gun making business since 1889, so it's been around a long time, and there's a lot of heritage and gun making in that company.
The other thing I think people don't know is what kind of an operation you have running there in Miami. It's bigger there than a lot of people realize, I think.
Sure. I think a lot of people think we're kind of an importer that just brings in guns and kind of resells, but we're a manufacturing operation here. We cut our own parts, we assemble. Of course, we bring things in from overseas, and we do a lot of our own CNC work here. So we're a factory, and we make guns in America.
Cool. Okay. Well, let's give away some of this stuff. We're doing a giveaway for this month. I'm looking at my rundown here. It looks like the Taurus giveaway details. Now, if people want to find out more about it, all they have to do is go to guntalk.com/win, and they can enter for a chance to win, because obviously not everybody wins, but a lot of people are going to win. So I didn't know if you've got that handy. What are we giving away here?
Sure. Well, I think the grand prize is a Millennium G2, which is kind of our most popular, personal defense pistol, and it's a 9mm, really, really nice pistol. So I think somebody's going to be happy with that, and for us, that's one of our premier products in the Taurus line.
I get a lot of questions. People call and say, well, what do you think about this gun? I say, well, have you held one in your hands? Because that's always the first thing I ask them. Because that once they do that, that's the selling point to me. Yeah,
it is. It's a phenomenal little pistol, and I've had a chance to, in the 60 days, my first week, I wanted to start shooting things, and this is one of the first things I took out to the range. So
my kind of guy who says, I just wanted to come start shooting things.
You're exactly right. Well, you gotta start there. That's where a lot of people miss, I think. So I'm.
You're a shooter. You're a gun guy. That's
absolutely.
We say that, and yet it's such an important part of it, because if you don't have a passion for guns, they just become widgets, don't they?
We're not selling sponges, and it's not shoes, and it's you got to love the business, and you got to know the industry. So a lot of people miss that. Yeah. That's for sure.
Exactly right. They think, well, we could, and what happens is, and you've seen this, you've been in the business long enough. If you don't have the passion for it, and you think one thing's as good as another, or maybe a little cheaper is just as good, and you go, no, this is my carry gun. This is the thing I love to take to the range. This is the thing I stake my life on. Whatever your passion is, and you go, and it sounds crazy, but we do. We say, I love this gun. And that's how we feel about our guns.
Sure. I was in a product development meeting today, and we were looking at prototypes, and the trigger wasn't right. And I said, look, does anybody feel this trigger? And they said, yeah. I said, well, does anybody like the trigger? And they said, well, not really. I said, well, let's do it. Let's do it right. If it's going to take more time, let's do it right, because somebody's going to, handle this firearm and feel the same thing we do.
Yep, exactly. And you say, okay, if you're not liking it, let's do something about it, because we fix it now before it gets out.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
Okay, so we're going to give away a Millennium G2. We're also going to do a first prize winner, giving away the Heritage Small Bore Revolver. What is that?
Well, it's kind of based on a single action army. But it shoots 22, so you can go out there and you're not doing $1 every time you pull the trigger. It shoots 22s, and it's just a great gun to plink, and it's one of our most popular items. So it's just a fun gun.
It is. It's just think miniature cowboy or affordable cowboy action, maybe.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
Go out and now do I remember right? Does that have a 12-shot cylinder in that thing?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Wow.
The one we're giving away has 6.
Oh, okay.
We have them with 12. Yep, for sure.
And the reason I say good is because when it has 6, that makes it available to a lot more people in more states. Unfortunately, we've got these crazy laws out there right now.
It's kind of spaghetti wire sometimes to figure out what you can do and what you can't do.
No kidding. Now, and I should add that there are going to be more prizes. We're going to get 10 second prize winners, and each of them is going to get a Taurus T-shirt. So I gather you guys are going to be launching an online apparel shop pretty soon.
Yeah, our e-commerce goes live here pretty soon, and within the next 60 days, and we've gotten a lot of requests for Taurus branded product and holsters and just every the consumer when they buy things they want to get the whole kit. So we've had a lot of requests, and it's turned into a project to do e-commerce.
Let me ask you. I mean, we know that self-defense is a huge area. People buying concealed handguns because there are all these concealed carry permits, and people know that Taurus has that. But there's another area I see continued growth, and maybe not as big, but that is in handgun hunting, and you guys are big there too.
We are, and for us, it's a nice niche for us because the revolver business. There's only a few players, and there's only a few players that do it right, and we're one of them. So from a handgun hunting point of view, it gives you more options, and I think you're going to see an expanded line for Taurus in that area.
And there's talk about trying to go to the States and getting kind of like bow hunting seasons, getting like primitive weapon seasons, getting handgun seasons in more states.
It sure would help, and I think it makes sense actually.
Sure, I mean, and it would get more people interested in the handguns that you use for hunting, but also it expands the season. And the reality is, if you're talking about whitetails, we're not having a problem in trying to build up the herds. If anything, we need to take down the herds.
I think the insurance companies would love it if we got in the game with handguns.
Yeah, no kidding. Where do they say that? I think they're killing more deer with cars in Pennsylvania than the hunters kill.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there you go. Well, look, I know you got just a ton of things going. I mean, you have new products lined up. When are we going to start hearing about them? Is it going to be, this year, or is it going to be SHOT Show?
Well, that's new sales, and that's what we're really pushing. And my focus, luckily, coming through the door, there's a few good projects that we just got to get across the line. So I would think by SHOT Show, you're going to see some new innovative products that are ready to go, and not just concepts. So I'm excited about what we're going to be able to do, and I think January is the time when everybody's going to see what we have.
Any hints at what we're going to see?
I'd love to give you a hint, but my marketing person would break down the door right now and come get me.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to get there, but you got to ask,
Yeah, you got to ask. No, asking's free.
That's it. Exactly right. Anthony, I appreciate your time. I am excited for you to be there. It's great to have somebody that has a solid interest, a history in guns, and you clearly have the passion for it. And for you running Taurus, I think is very exciting for a lot of us.
Well, I'm excited to be here for sure.
All right, sounds good. Look, tell you what, I will see you at SHOT Show, and we're going to find out what you've been cooking up for us.
Absolutely. You'll see it then.
All right, you take care.
Wouldn't it be cool if you could use your AR magazines in a bolt-action rifle? Now you can with Mossberg's MVP rifles. The patent-pending design is a first for bolt-action rifles. Choose from 5.56 and 223 to 204 Ruger, 300 AAC Blackout, and 308 Varmint, Predator, Patrol, and MVP Flex System models. Adjustable trigger too. AR mags in a bolt rifle. The Mossberg MVP. See more at mossberg.com.
If you're looking for a safe and trusted way to sell your firearms, look no further than Dury's Gun Shop. I trusted them to sell my dad's collection. They built their business for over 50 years on honesty and customer service. Dury's Guns will buy any size collection or estate, none too big or too small. Selling your firearms to Dury's Guns is easy. Go with the pros. I trust Dury's Guns. DurysGuns.com.
Weather can affect your shot. Extreme cold, extreme hot, no matter what, Australian Outback Ammo has you covered. Ammunition loaded to shoot the same spot every time. And now Australian Outback offers 300 Blackout with loads from a 125 grain bullet to a 220 grain subsonic load. Check it out at outbackammo.com.au. outbackammo.com.au.
The Ruger SR-45, a large caliber pistol with a trim, ergonomic profile. Like the popular Ruger SR-9 and SR-40, the SR-45 is perfectly sized to be comfortable and controllable with the slim, ergonomic grip and narrow slide. It features an adjustable 3-dot sight system, Ruger's unique reversible back strap, an ambidextrous manual safety and magazine release, and built-in Picatinny rail. The Ruger SR-45, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
Waterfowl season is here, and you're pumped, ready, raring to go. But man, those non-toxic shot shells are expensive. Did you know you can reload your own non-toxic ammo for waterfowl hunting? Go take a look at mechreloaders.com. Mech Reloaders have been trusted since 1956, and they have experienced customer service representatives to help you get started. Just go to mechreloaders.com. That's MEC Reloaders.com. Or ask your local retailer.
In the field or on the range, you need a trigger you can trust. For over 60 years, Timney triggers have been trusted by hunters and shooters everywhere. A Timney trigger could mean the difference between a great shot and a miss. Timney triggers are proudly made in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. To order, go to timneytriggers.com. That's TIMNEY triggers.com.
Famous radio consultant once said he'd be off the air in a year. Whoops! Defending your Second Amendment rights since 1995 on over 150 radio stations nationwide. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
All right, back with you. 866 Talk Gun gets you in here. Felicia has been waiting around. I appreciate your patience. She's on line 3 out of Killeen, Texas. Felicia, how can we help you?
Hello. I have a question. question. My son, not my son, but my husband has been into guns, so we have like quite a few of them. I think a 40 cal, a 243 rifle, a shotgun. Okay, but anyway, I want to find something that would be good for me. I'm left-handed, and my fingers are kind of small, so. Okay. I just wondered if you had something or recommended something that would be good.
Let's work our way through it. Let me ask you a couple of questions here. Would this be for keeping it home, or are you going to get a permit so you can carry the gun in your purse or carry it concealed?
Concealed, yes.
Okay.
We're going to go get our permit next week, I think, yeah.
Okay. What? Have you shot some of his guns before?
I shot the AR-15, the 9. And I didn't want to shoot that 40 cal because it was kind of weird. I don't know. I didn't like the way it feels. So,
well, you know what? You ought to listen to yourself. When you pick up a gun and it doesn't feel right, then it's not the right gun for you. How did the 9mm work for you?
We shot that one, and that was okay. It didn't have too much kickback for me. And it was. I like that the 15 cal. That one's nice. That one was nice.
Let me ask you, the 9mm, was that gun too small? I mean, was it too big for you to carry, or would you carry that gun?
I wouldn't want to carry that gun. It seems too big. I don't want something that, I know it's not big, but it's too big. Sure.
Well, you got to find one that works for you. There are some really nice guns out there, some pistols out there that you can get. Probably... I don't want to go too small. Here's the problem. If you go with a gun that's really small, they become very hard to shoot well. Little bitty guns are just harder to shoot well, and they're not a lot of fun to shoot, frankly, because they have more recoil. They kick more. So I'm going to name 3 guns I would suggest you maybe take a look at the store, okay? One is from Ruger. It's called the LC9. It's a 9mm. One is from Springfield Armory. It's called the XDS, and that's you get that 9mm. And then one is from Smith & Wesson. It's called the Shield, SHIELD, the Shield. All of those are smaller. They have thinner grips, but they're not so small that they're hard to shoot. And what I would suggest is that you go to a store and say, look, I'd like to try, if they have a range, that would be great. You can rent them and shoot them. But even if they don't have a range, you can at least try them and put them in your hand and just see how it feels, okay?
Okay, they do. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The other thing I'm going to offer is this thought. Don't get caught up with how a gun looks. You're not going to be showing it to anybody. Once you have a carry permit, you make a commitment. You don't take it out and show it to people. You don't tell people you have a carry permit. You don't tell people that you're carrying a gun. You never show it to anybody. You're not flashing it around. I don't care if it's pink, polka dotted, purple, black, green. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about the looks. Worry about how it feels, how it shoots for you. If you want to put some colored grips on it, sometime you can do that. But go to the store and try some guns in your hand. Maybe even buy a lesson or two with an instructor and try some different guns that he or she has. So that's what I would do, Felicia. And I wish you luck with it, but understand that you're making a real serious commitment to this and treat it as serious stuff, okay? Thank you, and good luck with it. I know it's going to work for you. Line 4, Henry, Sun Valley, California. Got a range report for us, huh, Henry?
Yes, thanks to your great show. I got hooked up with a Brownells card, a laser light trainer system.
Nice.
I bought that with your card, and I was very happy with that. And I am a proud owner for my first handgun, a Ruger SP-101. 4.2-inch with the fiber. I like it. It's a good revolver. I'm going to try and team up a long arm that can take 357. And, I heard you just had the Rossi man on there. I've been looking at some Rossis. I've also been looking at Ruger again. Anything nice 357 long arm, I guess, under 1,000. I'm not here to go buy, the bee's knees, just something to get it done.
Right. Well, Ruger has, of course, a bolt action in that. But let me ask you, because my notes here says that you think you may have gotten a lemon in your SP-101. It doesn't shoot the way you thought it was going to. What's that about?
The sights weren't. I took it to a range in Las Vegas. The sights, I guess, I'm glad that it had adjustable sights. And I was concerned about the half-cock position that the hammer can go into. I've had it go into a half-cock position.
How does it do that?
Well, I've mainly when I'm using the snap caps and the laser light trainer, when I just want to put the hammer down after being in single action, sometimes it will hang up in a half-cock position. Or if I really, really speed it up, so to say, I can get it, but to go out of battery, I guess that's right, the proper term.
Well, not exactly with a revolver, but I think I know where you are. I'm going to throw out that that's, of course, that's because of the way you are operating it. That's not a defect in a gun.
But I would still say the half-cocked thing is a major concern.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that's not a defect of the gun. That's the way you're operating. You're letting off, if you're lowering the hammer, you keep the trigger pulled all the way back until the hammer is all the way down. Clearly what's happening is you are pulling the trigger, starting to let the hammer down with your thumb, releasing the trigger, and then letting the hammer go forward. You need to hold the trigger all the way back while you're lowering the hammer all the way down.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, it's one of those things, I understand. I'm often heard other people be incorrect on the show, and I'm willing to accept it up.
And let me just throw this out too. That should be a really accurate revolver. It generally is a very accurate revolver. I'm going to suggest, if you've not done it yet, shoot it off of sandbags, off of a bench where you're sitting down, the gun's on sandbags. Have some dummy rounds and some live rounds, some snap caps, so that you make sure you're eliminating the flinch. That thing, you should be able to shoot quarters at 15 yards with that all day long. And shoot 38 specials in it for practice, not 357 Magnum. But you ought to be able to hit quarters, 50-cent pieces at 15 yards all day long with that. And frankly, I would consider it, for me, on a man-sized target, I think I could hit it most times at 100 yards with that. It's just a good revolver. I like 38 revolvers, don't you?
Tom Gresham's Gun Talk is broadcast nationwide every Sunday. If you can't hear Gun Talk where you live, call your local talk format station and clue them in on Gun Talk. Stay tuned. We're coming right back. Now broadcasting nationwide on radio, via satellite, and through downloads, iTunes, the Gun Talk app, and other podcast clients. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
In case you missed it, the FBI issued a report. They had tested a lot of different ammunition, handgun ammo. What they found is that the 9mm works. Actually, they're saying it's better than other ammo, better than 40 or 45. I would say that it probably is fair to say it's at least as good. It's certainly not, it's no worse than. What they've discovered is that you have to have penetration. That's all about penetration. Obviously, you have to have expansion too. And it's what I've been saying for years and years now, that you got to have hits. You got to have multiple hits. There's no such thing as a one-shot stopper, at least not reliably. The other thing they found, we've talked about this before, is that in police shootings, the police miss the torso 70 to 80% of the time. They miss the torso, the key part that they're shooting at, which means they're hitting other things. Maybe other parts of the person they're shooting at, maybe other people, maybe, So they're saying, well, 9mm gives you more ammo. Well, we could argue all day long as to whether the solution to the problem is more ammo when you can't hit what you're shooting at. But I do just pass it along for your interest that they're saying that 9mm is at least as good as 40 and 45. And I think that's probably true, given the good ammo we have today. John's in Claremore, Oklahoma, on line 2. John, you got a solution, or maybe a solution for us?
Well, a possible solution. Hi, Tom. I have recently bought a roll of the tape that kind of replaced the ace bandage and it just sticks to itself. Bought a roll of GI digital camo and wrapped my AR-15 in it. And it was fun. I eventually took it off, though, except on the grip because it was just so grippy. I don't know if you're familiar with that stuff. It's fairly common to wrap guns in it, but you can get it in about any color you want, and it costs very little. Increases I'm sorry?
I think that and you're referring to the caller who said he had a Glock 30. He was trying to find some other way. We were talking about a slippery, a sheath or something on the grip itself. And I think he said he had tried the grippy tape, and the problem he was having is that his shirt was actually getting caught by the grippy tape, like it was kind of sticky, and so that was kind of weird.
Well, yeah, I have found that it pretty much sticks to nothing but itself, but maybe shirts are different.
Well, and it may have been a different kind of tape, too. I don't know.
Could be.
I appreciate that, but it's an interesting thought. And you just wrap this around. Now, is this like a two-sided tape, or...?
No, it's kind of like an ace bandage. It sticks to nothing but itself. You wrap it and wrap it around. It sticks to itself. Okay. Increases the size of the grip very little, and like I said, the traction is really good.
All right. Well, that's an interesting solution, possible solution. We pass it along for people to consider if they're having trouble holding on to their guns. Get you some of that stuff. I appreciate that, John. Thank you. Matt's in Tulsa, Oklahoma on one. Matt, you looking for an elk rifle?
Good afternoon, Tom.
Hey, what are you looking for?
Thank you for taking my call. Well, I'm looking for an elk rifle. I've kind of narrowed it down to either a 300 Win Mag or a 7mm mag. And I've got a budget about $1,000. And I possibly could hunt in the mountains, so weight is something I would want to consider, and just want to get your thoughts.
Let me ask you a couple of questions. What centerfire rifle do you hunt with now?
Well, right now I've just been primarily hunting whitetails and antelope, and I've got a 270 and a 30-06.
Okay. Why? Now, not that I want to talk anybody out of buying a gun, but why would you not use a 270 or a 30-06 on elk?
Just for the knockdown power, the energy.
The elk let me tell you, the elk won't know any difference.
Well, I understand that, but
okay. What I'm saying is, it won't make any difference.
I'm sorry?
It's not going to make any difference if you go to a 7 mag over a 270, or if you go to a 300 mag over a 30-06. If you are shooting an elk inside of 300, 350 yards, it's simply not going to make any difference to the elk. It's going to kill the elk. It will make a difference, however, on recoil. Now, having said that, look, I've hunted elk with 7 mags. I've hunted elk with 300 mags. I like them, and I think it's all great. If you want that, go for it. But I just want to make sure that we're looking at this the right way. I don't want anybody to have convinced you that a 270 or an 06 is not enough for elk. I guess that's where I'm going.
Right.
So,
absolutely. I've had really good luck with the 270. The 30-06, just I don't know what it is about that caliber. It might just be me, but
it's funny you say that. Sometimes we get a caliber and you say, I know that it's a perfectly fine caliber, but for whatever reason, I don't like that caliber. People say, I just don't have confidence in it. And it sounds like that's your deal with the 06. All right. So if it were me, I would probably go with a 7 mag, just because you're going to get a little bit less recoil out of the 7 mag than you're going to get with a 30-06, because you're going to be using lighter weight bullets. Love them. And I got to tell you, there are so many good rifles now available at $700 and less. I mean, look at just an example, the Ruger American rifle. Suggested retail price of $450. You're going to be able to buy it at $300, $350. The Savage has rifles along that same, and they're good rifles. It's just crazy the great prices we have on good stuff these days. Browning has, under $1,000 really should not be difficult at all for you.
Okay.
Hey, let me ask you a question. You probably have a rifle in mind, and you have a caliber that you'd really prefer. Which one would you like to get?
I've been looking at Weatherby, the Vanguard, and the 300 Win Mag.
Sweet.
I also like Savage. I've got a Ruger right now. I'm real happy with it. So probably either a Savage or a Weatherby.
Well, here's the deal. You know what? Figure out which one you really want the most and buy that one because you're going to have it a long time. Do not talk yourself out of the one that you really and truly want because we've all done that, and later on we're thinking, man, I should have gotten that one because that was the one I really wanted after all. So just, get the one you really want. You're going to have it a long time, and every time you pick it up, you're going to go, I love this rifle. If you go the other way, every time you pick it up, you're going to go, I should have bought the one I wanted. Man, I did that. And every time I picked that gun up, I thought, what a dummy I am. For like another $100 or $200, I could have gotten the one that I really wanted. And after a few months or a year, I've forgotten about the $100 and still mad that I didn't get the right one. 866 Talk Gun will get you in here.
Crossbreed Holsters is broadening our product selection to serve more of your concealed carry needs. With products handmade in the USA, like the bedside backup, gun belts, and of course our world-famous Super Tuck and Mini Tuck holsters, we understand what works, and we take pride in providing you with a quality product. At Crossbreed Holsters, we live and breathe concealed carry. We make and sell products that we believe in and products that our customers love. To see more, go to crossbreedholsters.com. That's crossbreedholsters.com.
For 36 years, the U.S. Sportsmen's Alliance has been fighting to protect hunting, fishing, and trapping for sportsmen from coast to coast. Today, we are under constant attack from extremist animal rights groups who want to end your ability to hunt in the U.S. Join us to protect our sporting heritage and our way of life outdoors. To join or for more information on how you can help, go to ussportsman.org. That's ussportsman.org.
The new Walther PPX offers a smooth trigger, ambidextrous magazine release, 3 integral safeties, rugged construction, and the famous Walther ergonomic grip. All this at a great price. Right now, get a free magazine, holster, and dual mag pouch when you purchase a PPX. Feel the perfect fit of the Walther PPX at your local gun dealer or go to waltherarms.com for more information. That's waltherarms.com.
Springfield Armory presents the Gear Up promotion. Until October 31st, customers who purchase any new Springfield Armory pistol can sign up to receive 3 additional magazines and a free double bag pouch by visiting gearup.springfield-armory.com. That's a value of up to $135. XDs, XDMs, the XDS, and all 1911s. To learn about all the Springfield Armory firearms, go to springfield-armory.com.
Successful hunters know big bucks move early and late, often when it's too dark for common scopes. When that monster steps out, you might see him through the scope, but the crosshairs disappear. All that work and you can't take the shot. But with the Trijicon AccuPoint scope, you'll get the shot. Its bright aiming point glows in daylight or darkness. No batteries needed. AccuPoint scopes are water resistant and nitrogen filled, feature multi-layer coated lenses for the brightest image, and you can adjust brightness of the aiming point to match the conditions. Adding 10 or 15 minutes to each end of the day can double the magic moments when the trophies move. You can't hit the target if you can't see the sights. Trijicon AccuPoint scopes. Check out the different models at Trijicon.com or call 1-800-338-0563. Brilliant aiming solutions from Trijicon.
There's never a reason to be without your gun talk. You can even listen on YouTube. Just search for Gun Talk Radio Show or youtube.com/Gun Talk TV. Now, more Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
All right, back with the 866 Talk Gun, or you can just shoot me an email, tom@guntalk.com. And by the way, don't forget, we do the after show every week. If you have not checked that out, you need to download it. It's a lot of fun. We do some different things. We'll have Michael and Jim and Michelle all be here. I might even show up. You never know. Check out the after show. Oh, don't forget, you can enter for a chance to win free guns with our gun giveaway. Go to guntalk.com/win. Line 3, John's in Stagecoach, Nevada. Hey, John, what's going on?
Okay, I was talking to my brother in Canada, and he said that he was talking to a retailer who told him his ammunition supplier said that they're not going to be making 4440 anymore. Have you heard anything like that?
No. I always love when they say they are not going to be making. I wonder who they're talking about when they say they, because there's a lot of different companies out there making ammo. Do you think they all got together and took a vote and said, okay, we're not going to make it anymore?
I don't think so. In fact, to me, I think it would be kind of ridiculous because that's something that they use in a lot of the single-action shoots. So
yes, exactly. No, here's what's happened. Some of that is a little bit hard to get. I was just on some of the websites checking when I saw your note pop up. And some of them are reporting it out of stock, but other places say, yeah, we've got it in stock and you can order it. It seems to be, it's just a little bit hard to get. But I rather doubt that anybody decided, well, we're selling this ammo, but you know what? Let's just not make it anymore. We don't need the money. Not likely. So you're going to have to poke around a little bit. And I will tell you, web searches are your friend. All I did was put in 4440 ammo, and I came up with a half a dozen places that have it that you can order. And I don't know if you can do mail order of ammo in Canada, but in the U.S. we can have it shipped right to our door. So that's it's available. It's just a little bit harder to find. Okay. Hey, by the way, let me ask you: do you have one? Do you have a gun that shoots 4440?
Actually, I got two. I got two Uberty Henrys.
Nice. Those are sweet. Okay, good deal. Anyway, that's what I'm hearing, John. I don't think it may be a little bit harder to get, but I don't think they're going away. Let me talk to Kyle on line 4. He's in Cabot, Arkansas. Hey, Kyle.
Hey, how's it going, Tom?
Good. What you got?
So, what I wanted to say is, I've listened to you for a long time, and I've got 10 years military service. I've done 2 years in Iraq and 2 years in Afghanistan, and I've discharged my weapon there, and I'm still just very much an amateur as far as it comes to weapons when I listen to your show, because half the time I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm trying to fix that. But what I wanted to say is that of the 4 handguns that I own, all of them are Taurus, and I love the fact that you had the president of Taurus on the radio and got to hear what he had to say, and I love their weapons. I love their guns.
Now, which models do you have?
So I've got I never leave home without my snub nose 357 that's on my ankle.
Okay.
And then I have the the PT 145 that I carry on the shoulder holster. Mm-hmm. And then my wife carries their 40 model. And then I've got the 1911 that I love, and it's never let me down. It's just as accurate as anything I've ever fired before.
Now let me ask you: are you carrying both a gun in an ankle holster and a gun in a shoulder holster at the same time?
It depends on where I'm going. Usually, I never leave home without the ankle. Without the stub nose 357, it's just a little 5-shooter. I never leave home without that. Where we go, I'm in Little Rock. I mean, that's kind of a dangerous area. So it depends on where we're going, where me and the wife are going.
Okay. Well, it just and nothing wrong with having a backup. And I applaud you. And look, I appreciate you calling in and let me know what's going on, that you like the Taurus products. Thank you, sir. By the way, we had a caller just called in and said, look, that tape, that sticky tape that the caller was talking about, is called Coban, C-O-B-A-N. It's a 3M product. I'm just looking. You can get it probably at your local Rite Aid, CVS, Walgreens. You could probably Walmart. You can also order it off of Amazon and other places. C-O-B-A-N, self-adherent tape, it says. And we're wrapping it around grips on guns. I got to get a roll of that. Just play with it. Just something to tinker around with, all right? 866-TALK-GUN will get you back in here. Line 1, we're going to be getting to you in just a second. Don't go anywhere. Tell you what, be back in a second with more Gun Talk.
Join the NRA via Tom Gresham's Gun Talk website and receive $10 off the regular membership price. Log on to guntalk.com for details. You're listening to Tom Gresham's Gun Talk.
Just
because we're wrapping up on the air doesn't mean we're done talking about guns. Stick around for the after show. It's our podcast-only version designed to include all the stuff we simply couldn't fit into a regular show. Call in now at 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, back to Tom.
You know, the other thing, if you call in now and you get into the after show, we have a little bit more time. We don't have quite the press of the clock. So if you want to call in now, we'll hold you open if you'd like. 866-TALK-GUN. Nathan's called in. He's on line 1. Hello, Nathan.
Hey, how are you, Tom?
I'm good. Elk hunting.
Yeah. So I was listening to the last, a couple of callers ago about, switching up to a 7mm or, something bigger, 300 Win Mag. And, up here in Montana, we've hunted elk with 308s, 30-06s, 300 Win Mags. And I kind of agree with him. The 30-06 for me isn't my gun. But I recently just, sold a 308 and was given a Seiko 300 Win Mag. And it was kind of like, my 308 did the job. I liked the recoil on it. And then, I just have to agree with you so much on your point where you said, get the gun you want, And my 308 was a kind of a cheaper Marlin, and then the Seiko 300 Win Mag that I was given was kind of like, that's a nice gun. That's a gun I really, But I could shoot the 308 just fine, and it did the job. So, to that last caller, was wondering what you got to do.
My only concern is, Nathan, you've got the experience, but I have seen so many people that people talk to them into saying, well, elk's a big animal, or you're going to shoot a long way, so you need a Magnum. And there are people who, they don't shoot a lot, and so they think a 30-06 kicks a lot, and then they go to a 300 Magnum, and it really kicks, and now they're afraid of it, and now they're flinching, and they're either missing or they're hitting elk in the non-vitals with a 300 Mag, where if they'd shot a 270, they could put it right into the lungs and the heart. And, you shoot an elk with a 308 or 270 in the heart-lung area, you're going to get your venison. Simple as that, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's, I agree with that 100%. I mean, my thing was, to me, I wanted the Seiko because it was a nicer gun. Mm-hmm. And I could have sold either, kept my 308. I'm also a left-eye dominant shooter, right-handed, so the Seiko was a left-handed gun, and so I thought, you know what, I'm going to keep the Seiko. I don't care for the recoil at all, and that's why it's going to the gunsmith this week to get, to get a muzzle brake put on it.
Okay.
And that's going to make the difference for me because, just going out and sighting that thing in it's no fun. There's no doubt about it. I could shoot my 308 all day long and enjoy it. But, when it came down to which gun I really wanted, I went with a 300 because it's a beautiful gun.
Yeah, I understand.
Do I like the punishment? No, I don't, but that's,
Yeah, so. I understand. Let me make a suggestion, because I've done the elk hunting with a 300 Mag with the muzzle brake. Sight it in, do your practice with the muzzle brake, less recoil. But take the muzzle brake off, put the thread protector on, and hunt without the muzzle brake. You check it to make sure it's still sighted in, because the point of impact is very likely to change. The reason I say that is muzzle brakes are so bloody loud, I don't want to shoot one even once, even hunting, without wearing earmuffs. And I don't want to wear earmuffs when I'm hunting, so I don't like muzzle brakes for hunting. I like them for load development and for practice. So my take on that. So listen, I appreciate that, Nathan. Good information. And Robert, don't go anywhere. We're going to get to you if you'd like to join us. We've got a little bit more time to knock around some topics during the after show. You can call us right now. We'll hold you into that. Number's 866-TALK-GUN, 866-TALK-GUN. In the meantime, go out and do a little shooting. By the way, remember, gun safety, gun safety, gun safety. The 4 rules of gun safety always apply. You need to become absolutely fanatical about it. The way you handle a gun and the way the people around you handle guns. Anything less is unacceptable, because we want you back here next week to enjoy more gun talk.